my view on difference between creativity and innovation. They seem to be pretty similar words, but there is a lot of difference between creativity and innovation. Creativity is to produce new ideas or actions, whereas innovation is a process of applying such creative ideas or actions with the objective of delivering value to stakeholders. And this value, delivering value is what makes all the difference. Delivering value would mean quality. There should be a value add to the product or to the process. Otherwise, creativity within itself has a very little reference. Over the years, we have grown and survived in an era of jugaad. And jugaad is nothing but having a creative mind. As a matter of fact, this reflects great Indian mindset because creativity is foundation of innovation. Now it's all about we undertaking the journey of transiting our mindsets from creativity to more process-driven and system-based concept of innovation. This will lead to sustained growth and prosperity for the Indian manufacturing sector. Innovation, as we all know, probably was key to America's development in 20th century. The learning is clear, and evidently manufacturing can witness sustained growth only if we commit to innovation on processes, practices, technology, equipment, and also materials. Let me share some data points. Israel spends more than 4% of GDP in research and development. Japan, South Korea spends more than 3%. US, France, Germany spends more than 2%. China spends more than 1.5%. And we in India spend less than 1%. Not only this spend is very low, in all the above countries, industry spends more than the government. Whereas in India, it's the other way around. Government spends much more than the industry. As a matter of fact, government spends almost 3 times more than what industry does. We need a call to action to push up the total spending to foster innovation in this country. Again, we are all aware MSMEs are backbone of Indian manufacturing sector. 45% of the industrial output is by MSMEs. 40% of exports is by MSMEs. MSMEs, as a matter of fact, have created 45 million jobs in this country. Again, MSMEs produce 8,000 varieties of products. And all this proves that there is a huge capability and opportunity for MSME to grow in this country. With Make in India program of Government of India, there is an opportunity for MSME to enhance competitiveness through innovation. The declining product life cycle and growing competitive pressure puts obvious compulsion to respond quickly to market needs. Innovation is thus a critical factor for individual firms' success as well as for improved national performance in today's global economy. Make in India program has potential to position India as a manufacturing superpower over the next decade or so. But there are challenges and there needs to be a climate to trigger innovation in India. Innovation is a broad term that encompasses virtually any new development. It can involve creating or re-engineering products or services, introducing new processes to improve productivity, developing or applying new marketing techniques to expand sales opportunities, and incorporating new forms of management systems and techniques to improve operational efficiency. There is a need to engender a climate where MSME innovation can flourish, creating a more dynamic economy and greater employment opportunities. Given the importance of research and development in innovation and the limited resources within many MSMEs for their R&D, access to finance is a very important factor which needs to be addressed. Inadequate knowledge or access to new technologies and know-how is also a concern for Indian MSMEs. Last week, I had a chance to interact with Mr. M.M. Singh of Maruti Suzuki, and he was mentioning that he visited his various suppliers and ancillaries of Maruti Suzuki, and he says the way they were operating, the kind of working conditions which were there in those SMEs and MSMEs was nowhere near to any global standard. Not even near to, we keep hearing about China, we keep hearing about other growing, developing economies. He said Indian ancillaries are rated far, far lower in terms of overall conditions. So this calls for a complete change of mindset. One of the best ways of promoting innovation is to ensure that individuals and firms benefit from the results of their research efforts. Effective rules and procedures for protection of intellectual property rights are essential in this country. Government does intend to incentivize and encourage Indian companies to innovate, grow entrepreneurship, and thus lead the world. Without taking further time, I think we can conclude by agreeing that despite constraints, India has the potential and today also the political will to position itself as a manufacturing giant. I again believe that the kind of political will we see today over last 1 year, ever since the new government has come in, probably this is the best window we have over the next 5 years to position ourselves as a country in this global economy. If we miss this window, probably we will miss a cycle of lifetime. The very logo of Make in India is a roaring lion, which symbolizes manufacturing strength, confidence, and national pride. I would like to share a recently witnessed example of wide acceptance of solar power in India. It was innovative thinking which has led to committing huge investments in solar power, which is not only sustainable and clean, but also an affordable solution to country's power problem. Just yesterday, I'm sure most of you must have read it also, government has approved 100,000 megawatt of solar power by 2022, which means 6 lakh crore worth of investment over the next 7 years in this country in this field. This is a big step forward as far as India is concerned. And the fact is, but for innovation, this would have never been a reality. Few years back, just about 4 years back, solar power was perceived to be incompetitive, unaffordable, unviable, and not a sustainable source of power. Today, things have totally changed thanks to innovation. And this, obviously, this is one example we as a country are witnessing. Quite a few of us individually would also be probably feeling it, and this reflects importance of innovation. Today's conclave is yet another